Hormones, do your thing. This is all an experiment. I just like doing science. Get the hormones in the plant. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma, and today we're going to be talking about the magical, the mystical, the incredible Keiki crazy cloning paste. Crazy Keiki cloning paste. So, I first heard or saw about Keiki paste on TikTok, which is where I spend all of my time now, let's be honest. But I saw someone using this paste to help grow like a new growth point on one of their plants. I think it was probably a Monstera. And I was like, I need to try this now. I need to try it and see if it works and should bring you along with me because why not? So I immediately went online and got myself some of this crazy Keiki cloning paste. This is specifically from SOUTHSIDE Plants, which is a US plant seller. This specific brand has been around in the US for quite a while, but I think they've only recently just gone on Amazon in the UK. So it's there. I'll put a link in the description below if you fancy trying it out for yourself. It could be fun. You never know. I also want to say really quickly, this is not going to be a results video because I'm just trying it out for you. I figured I'd bring you along with me in trying it out. I'm just going to be doing the putting on portion of the Keiki paste, and I can do updates in some time, probably a couple months, because this is a slow process. It can take weeks or even months for you to see any sort of growth that's like relevant. So it's gonna take quite a while. It's not like a quick, you wipe it on and there's a new plant. It doesn't work like that. That's not how plants work. But yeah, so it's a slow process. So this is just gonna be a putting on of the Keiki video. Before I get into it, I just want to say if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up down below and comment on other planty things you'd like me to talk about in the future, and subscribe for more. Also, in addition to doing a new video down the line, I'll probably be posting updates over on my Instagram stories regularly. So if you want more regular updates rather than like chunks of update, head over there as well and you'll see what's up. Obviously, nothing will be right away because it'll only have been like a second since I've done it. So it'll come in time. So the word Keiki is a Hawaiian word meaning little one or child. And in the plant world, a Keiki is a baby orchid plant that's like grown off the main orchid plant. And this paste was originally used to help propagate orchids. And that's why it's called the crazy Keiki paste, because it makes keikis on the orchids. And that's why like there's orchids on the box. Like it is originally meant for orchids, but apparently it works for like other plants too, like some AROIDS. But I figured I would try it on some of my plants to see if I can get any sort of fun new growth. So from the SOUTHSIDE Plants website, the brand of this Keiki paste, they say that Keiki paste is a specifically formulated blend of hormones and vitamins that convince your plant to grow from a point. Who doesn't want that? The paste contains cytokinin hormones, which are a natural hormone in plants, encourage cell division in the plant. So it takes an inactive growth point and it kind of injects it with the right hormones and it encourages it to grow, which is amazing. So even SOUTHSIDE say that this stuff was originally for orchids, but on their blog they do have instructions on how to use it on a myriad of other plants, such as string of hearts, satin pothos, monsteras, I think both Adansonii and deliciosa, ficus elastica, crassula, and peperomias as well. So they say that it can work on a variety of other plants, which is awesome. I am certainly not the first person to do this, obviously. I'll link some other plant YouTube people down below that I've seen do this. So if you are curious about how it worked for them as well, you can check out their videos. So one of the YouTubers that I found really helpful when doing research on this was Taylor Firestone, and he has a couple videos about Keiki paste and his journey with the stuff, and he has some valuable advice in there which I'm going to try and take on board. He said that it didn't work as well on the older parts of his plants, so the plants where the stems had gotten a bit woody textured, if that makes sense. They are probably less likely to produce new growth just because those cells have probably been less active for longer. So he found that it didn't work as well in those areas, which makes sense. Like the newer the stem bit, probably the more active the cells are. So I'm going to be trying to put the paste on mostly like newer, fleshier growth points. And he also said that obviously faster growing plants are gonna grow faster with the Keiki paste. I mean, I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory, but it's how it is. Slower plants are gonna take longer because they're just inherently slower. But he said that his begonia just went crazy with it and like real fast. I personally don't have any begonias. They're just not my vibe at the minute, so I'm not gonna be putting it on any begonias, but if you got begonias, apparently this stuff works speedily. So now that you somewhat understand Keiki paste, I mean, as much as I understand the Keiki paste, which isn't all that much, there's not that much information on the internet. I tried to find as much as I could, but there isn't all that much. So I've given you as much as I could. But now that you know a little bit, I'm going to bring you into my kitchen where I've got a whole bunch of plants that I'm gonna put the paste on, and yeah, we can chat through that. Chat through the process of me doing that. Sound good? Cool, thanks. Let's go. Welcome to my kitchen. You're just a bit overbearing there, Mr. Monstera. So I've got a whole range of plants to try it on, mostly philodendrons. So I've got a Verrucosum, a Gloriosum, Silver Stored, Pink Princess, and White Princess. And obviously my Monstera Albo here. And then I'm also gonna try it on some Cebu Blue Pothos. And I've got my Scindapsus Treubii Moonlight as well to try it on. See how it goes. Oh, yes, of course. So one of the main reasons I got this paste was because my Thai Constellation that I have been growing, it had 4 growth points, right? Amazing. Fantastic. 4 places where I can have new growth. Only 2 of them actually like sprouted with anything. So I figured maybe this paste could help me out getting it to get those other 2 to sprout, because then I could have more growth points, better chance of success, just all around winning. Editing Emma here. It's been 2 weeks since I put the Keiki paste on my Monstera Thai Constellation growth points, those 2 points. And oh my god, no joke, it's already started doing something. It definitely looks like it's grown out. There's definitely some new growth coming from those points. They are bigger than they were before. I do think those points were semi-activated before. They weren't just like flat on there. They were little knobs already, but they hadn't changed shape in like weeks, maybe even months. So I do think it was the Keiki paste that kind of encouraged that growth, but it was faster than I think it'll work for any of the other plants. Yeah, just wanted to quickly update you on that because it's pretty freaking exciting. Let's open this business up. This tiny little minuscule thing is the crazy Keiki cloning paste. Do you see that? Do you see how tiny that is? It is so small. A little goes a long way. You really don't need all that much. You're only supposed to put like half a pea to a pea size on any growth points. So this will go a long way, but it's just crazy that it's so tiny. I mean, if it does what it says it does, amazing. Like, if I could get more growth points on some of these plants, especially some of like the more rare ones, I could be rolling in it. Like, I could sell a cutting and just pay for it easy. So, God, I hate how squeaky this floor is, sorry. I'll try not to move my feet too much. I want to preface this as well by it is February. The weather is getting a bit warmer. the days are getting longer, there's more and more light around, so I think that's gonna be going to my advantage as well, because the plant can have more energy than doing this in the winter. I feel like going into spring and summer is probably the best time to do this, given I'm just making assumptions based off of my plant knowledge. That it isn't like advice that's been given, it's just what I think is probably the best way to do it. So what do I want to do first? Let's start out with the Scindapsus Treubii Moonlight. As you can see, it has jumped some nodes near the end there. That's just because it's winter, I think, and it's not in a particularly bright spot. So I think if I put some of the Keiki paste on some of those nodes, I might be able to encourage some new growth from there, which would be awesome. So I'm just gonna get a little bit on my Q-tip, cotton swab, whatever you want to call these things, and I'm just going to put it above the node. So just in there, you can kind of see a lighter spot just above that ring that I was talking about, and that's what I'm going to put it on top of. So also this stuff is waterproof. I think it's kind of like Vaseline in its consistency, which is kind of strange. Like, I feel like I'm rubbing Vaseline on my plants. Get the hormones in the plant. So that's plant number 1. Nice and sticky now. I think we should do the White Princess. The nodes on the plants like this are a little bit harder to find, like to get to, because of how the plant grows. The node is like hidden within that point, so it's kind of hard to get to. I noticed like a little bit of new growth already popping out. I might just put a little bit of paste on there to encourage it to keep going. I don't know, I don't want to like break a leaf off or anything. I should try like shoving some down in there. I'm sure that's not the right attitude, but what are we gonna do? Why not? Just may as well try. Cool, so that one is done. Here's my pink princess. It's a bit raggedy, to be honest. It hasn't got all that much pink growth. Like, it's got this one leaf, and then the newer growth is starting to get a little bit more pink, but hasn't got loads. So I wouldn't mind like taking the leaf off of this for the experiment. Do it for the video. You can do it. So I'm gonna take off this leaf here, which has the least amount of pink in it, because you don't need that on a pink princess. I want pink leaves. That's why I got it. Yeah, I'm gonna take this leaf off here and see if we can expose the node better so I can get a better idea of what's going on. Take the leaf off. Goodbye, leaf. This is what it looks like underneath where that leaf was. As you can see, it's bleeding a little bit pink right now. But you see how it's like a little bit lighter color there? I feel like that's a good sign. I'm just gonna put it on like right there and hope that it works out, you know? I don't really want to mess with these leaves too much. Oh. I literally just broke the top off of this plant. I'm so annoyed with myself right now. It's gonna be a good leaf too. I could already see the pink in it. God, I hate myself. Why did I do that? I shouldn't have. Don't mess with plants. It's not even worth it because I can't even get to the freaking node. It's okay. It's just a plant. It will keep growing. Moving on. Let's do this Verrucosum. As you can see, it is quite small. It is but a cutting in some moss. You can see like a little bit of potential new growth in there. I don't think it's a root that's there. I think it's like a growth point. I mean, obviously it's got this leaf here, which is awesome, but I think this is a growth point. So let's put some stuff on it. Hormones, do your thing. Philodendron Gloriosum. As you can see, it's got a gorgeous leaf right here that I'm not gonna break off. I'm not gonna break it off because I'd be so freaking mad if I did. But I think I might have found a growth point on it in here, which is pretty cool, like a different growth point. I feel like I'm kind of getting the hang of this a bit. Like, I feel like I've gotten to the point where I can identify the right spots. That little white thing with the little brown triangle above it, that to me looks like it would be a place where the growth is coming. I don't know, it's just like a lighter point. So here's where it gets a bit ropey. I really want to try it on my Cebu blue Pothos, but like it's still quite small, so I don't know. I'll try it on one point, and if it goes wrong, then I can not do it ever again. I think I'm gonna put it right in there. You can see there's like a couple of nodes going on, and like it's a little bit lighter. I think I'm just gonna put it there and see if that point works. It is what it is, and if it doesn't, that's fine. This is all an experiment. I just like doing science. Oh, bring me back to science class. Okay, I've got a Philodendron silver sword here. So this is a prime example of a stem that's a bit more woody. In here, all this brown stuff, and even like going up this way a bit, it's quite woody and a bit firmer. And then at the top, you can see that this bit of the stem is like super fleshy and newer. And that's what the YouTube guy was talking about when he said it worked better on the fleshy points. So I think just for the sake of experiment, I'm gonna try and put it on both just to try. Don't really know where to go for this one. There's no points that look like super obvious. I don't really want to take a leaf off. We all know how that went last time. So I put it on 4 spots on the Monstera. So we'll see how that goes. See if anything comes about from that. So that is it. That is me putting Keiki paste on a load of plants. I will keep you all updated on these. Probably make a video in the coming months about the progress, and we'll let you know how it goes. Thank you so much for watching and for joining me. If you want to try this Keiki paste for yourself, check it out down below in the description. I want to say that this video is not sponsored. They don't know I'm doing this. I'm just trying this out as an experiment for fun. Let's see how it goes. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye! I'm still so mad. I'm so mad. I cannot believe I did that. There was blood on my counter. Pink Princess blood on my counter.